What's going on? What's going on? All right. You know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6. We are live and direct, live and effect. It is the foreign national born natural. You already know how we doing. You know what time it is. I mean, the truth is here. What's good with you? A6 Grizzle. Let's get it, player. Happy Sunday. Good to see you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. All right. So, look, very interesting stuff. I had a real good weekend. Got a lot of stuff done this weekend. I met up with some other nationals in the area, and we had a great conversation, man. Planning, putting out the vibes for everybody, information exchange. I learned things from them; they learned things from me. That's what it's all about. Even met some new people that faces I'd never seen before. You know, um, people that in other groups and stuff like that. They'll bring a national through or somebody who's on the same process and the same wave, and then we just chop it up, man, and it's all good. It was great. We talked about a whole lot, man. We talked about trusts. We talked about the silver and gold. We had a real good conversation. If y'all could have heard that conversation, y'all would have had a notepad because there was a lot of information exchange, man. But it was a glorious thing. Man. It's always good when you got your tribe and you can actually relate to your tribe live in the right. It was great. It was great. It was great. Yes, indeed. Alex, good to see you here. Good to see you here. Thank you for tuning in. My man, Doctor. Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up with you, man? Yeah, this guy's real knowledgeable right here, man. Very, very much so, man. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. I was telling him how key it is to actually go find a spring that you can get your water from, man. I was telling him about that, and that's something that we all need to tap into. We need to start getting back to the earth, man. We need to start getting back to the planet. You know, the food, all that stuff, man. I was at a farmer's market today, and I had just took one of my other dudes who I had just linked with more than like a few months ago, I think. I just got in tune with him, and he's on the same path we're on, basically. Um, he wanted to find out where the water spot was. So I took him down there. He got some water and everything, and we had a real interesting conversation because he happens to be a law enforcement officer. So we're talking, and he's one of those guys that's real inquisitive. He's just like us. He's real inquisitive. He always wants to know why. Good dude though. So we're talking, and he was like, this is like 2 weeks ago, and we get into discussing the Second Amendment and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, not everybody that has bears arms or what have you is up to no good. Some people legitimately bear arms to protect themselves, their family, and people around them. Like, not everybody is up to something. It's a culture here in Baltimore where everybody thinks somebody's up to something negative. It's always the next guy's out to knock you off. But I think there's a certain amount of that, but there's also you can't overshadow the positivity that is here. It's just not broadcasted as much as it should be. So I had a long conversation with him about that. So I get to talking. I was like, yo, what if it was a situation where you was pinned down? You had like a guy that had you pinned down, whether it be from gunfire or whatever, and you was out of rounds, you couldn't get to your car, and you was empty, and some dude just don't have a license or he got a dirty gun, and he come and take care of the guy for you that's trying to pin you down or something like that. You know what I mean? And what if it's a situation where this guy, he don't got a permit or nothing like that, but he helped you out in that situation? You think he still deserves to go to jail? It's like, nah, man, I don't think I would. I don't think I would. I said, right, right. So what if this can actually happen? I actually had this conversation with him like 2 weeks ago. Lo and behold, just last night, he had gotten into a situation with a guy when he was doing some security work, and the guy wasn't trying to take no for an answer, so it ended up being a scuffle, and the guy was bigger than him, so the guy had him basically hemmed up. So just happens to be some other guy comes through with a burner and just starts beating the shit out this dude. Like, stopped it for him. So I mean, that actually what I said actually came true. It wasn't a shooting situation or nothing like that, but somebody that had the ability to help you out came through and helped you out by exercising their right. So I think a lot of these minds just need to be open. And then, when that happens, people start to see things differently. They start to visualize things in a different light. Because everything's not black and white. Just like I tell y'all all the time, you'll never hear me get on here and say all cops are bullshit. All that I never say. You never hear me say that. I usually just say the people who shit all over your rights. Those are the motherfuckers I can't stand. I don't give a fuck who you are. You know, we got a bunch of people in there. What up? What up? What up, my man? Okay, TRCJLLC. Let's go. I respect it. I respect it. What up with you, man? Good to see you here, famo. Chris Freeman, good to see you here, man. I ain't see you. Was you here last week? I don't remember you here last week, man. What's up? What's up, Prof? How you feeling? How you feeling? Yes, sir. But yeah, it was an excellent conversation, man. So we had a long convo. We got the water and stuff. We slid out, hit up a farmer's market, and he was impressed by how much food they had in there. Like, yo, these food shortages and all that stuff, man. Let me tell you something. The food shortages are only affecting the places that took benefits and privilege for the government. They're suffering right now. Let's not get it twisted. The only ones that are suffering from these food shortages are the ones that took the deal with the devil. Because there's farmers markets all around the country that are not advertised or nothing like that. You got to go out of your way to find. They got plenty of food. They had a whole freezer full of meat, 30% off, because they had too much meat. They wanted to get rid of it. It was 30% off. So I talked to the guy behind the desk, and I was like, "Yo, what do you think about that whole thing where the government is paying people to burn their crops, paying the farmers to burn their crops and things like that?" And they're basically saying, "Look, you can either burn the crops or we'll spray Agent Orange all over them, and we'll give you a big ass paycheck to destroy all your crops." So like the places that are taking these deals, they took this giant sum of money, and now they got no supplies to send to places that they basically sell tainted meat anyway. Let's be honest, a lot of that shit's got all kinds of stuff you do not want to put in your body. So I talked to him and was like, "Yeah, what do you think about that?" He was like, "Man, fuck them motherfuckers." I was like, "Word?" He was like, "Yeah, we don't fuck with that. They offered us a bunch of money to destroy the crops," and he was like, "Us and a few other farmers basically are banded together. We don't play that shit. We don't play that government game shit. We out here to make our money, help the people, and that's what the way it is." He was like, everything in here on these shelves, everything in the freezers, all the anything you see in the back, like the honeys and all that stuff, is 100% natural. It's got no artificial chemicals or any of that crap in it. It's all 100% natural, straight from the source. It's like, okay. Okay. What can you say to that? I mean, but yeah, it was dope, man. It was a great thing. So my dude, I took that. He was real impressed. He was like, "Man, I never even knew this was here. All these years I was living out here, I never knew this was here." And that's what I tell y'all, man. Y'all got to find these farmers markets, man. You'll never have to worry about a food shortage as long as you know where to get your food from, because the earth is abundant. It's abundant with food. It's abundant with, if you eat vegetables, if you eat animals, or whatever your path is, there's plenty of it out there. So don't ever get scared by any food shortage. And if it's a situation where you feel like you threatened by a food shortage, it's time for you to make a change because you've been on the wrong path in terms of what you're eating. Yes, sir. But yeah, it was a glorious thing to hear that from the guy, man. He was like, "Yeah, we don't play that shit, man. Everything over here is 100% natural." So that was fire. That was fire. Chris Freeman says there's a farmer's market a mile from my place and it's full of vendors. Let's go. You can only exercise a right or benefit, but not both. They'll throw you benefits only. Only you can reserve your rights. That is true, Alex. That is 100% true. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. So I got some things I want you guys to take a look at. As usual, we're gonna cover the top to the bottom of this stuff, man. Let's get to it. All right, let's start off with good old Ted Turner. Now I don't know how many of you guys have seen this. This is an old clip. This came out a little bit after the recession with the houses and everything, the housing crisis, where all those people had those loans that basically, you know, um, the banks had all these loans and these different packages, and they went haywire pretty much, and nobody could find paperwork to houses and stuff like that. It was a mess. Y'all remember that? So let's listen to what Ted Turner has to say about that in the future.
Credit crisis we're in now.
I think it's a mess.
And why is it a mess? Well, because I think what happened is people were borrowing too much money on their houses.
Clearly they're doing that.
I don't. My house is paid for. I mean, it has been. I mean, I don't believe. I think having equity in your home is a good thing. I don't believe in spending every penny you have. When I was making $80 a week after taxes were taken out of 20, when I was 21, I saved $10 a week and lived on $70. I mean, I've always saved. I believe that was the thing. It was one of my father taught me that too.
What's possible? Tell me what's
it's possible
to do.
That in 15 or 20 years we can completely redo it. If we have to mobilize, this is how important it is, and how important that we do it quickly. We have to mobilize the same way we did when we entered World War II in 1941. We have to fully mobilize everything we have and put it into changing the energy system over. And not just here in the United States, but all over the world. It's going to be the biggest business project in the history of the world. Fortunes, billions of dollars are going to be made. Hundreds of thousands of people are going to be employed. We're going to have clean air. We're going to have so many benefits from it. It's not going to cost us anything. Once we get going with it, it's not going to cost us anything. Only the people that don't understand it think it's going to. Not doing it will be catastrophic. We'll have 8 degrees. We'll be 8 degrees hotter in 10, not 10, but in 30 or 40 years. And basically none of the crops will grow. Most of the people will have died, and the rest of us will be cannibals. Civilization will have broken down. What the few people who are left will be living in a failed state like Somalia or Sudan. And living conditions will be intolerable. The droughts will be so bad there'll be no more corn growing. But not doing it is suicide. Just like dropping bombs on each other, nuclear weapons is suicide. So we've got to stop doing the two suicidal things, which are hanging on to our nuclear weapons
and global
and then after that we've got to stabilize the population. When I was born, there were
what's wrong with the population? I mean,
with too many people. That's why we have global warming. We have global warming because too many people are using too much stuff. But if there were less people, they'd be using less stuff. If we don't get global warming and the nuclear weapons straightened out, we don't have to worry about human rights. Well, the humans will all be gone.
Okay. Do you think we'll do it? I mean, are you optimistic in the end that that the world will come to its senses?
On behalf of my grandchildren and the children all over the world, I absolutely think we got to do it. But I have a way of explaining it very simply. I say the human situation I liken to a baseball game. It's in the 7th inning, and we're down by 1 run. So we're backs to the wall.
Right.
What we have to do, though, in the next 2 innings, the game's not over. It's still winnable. But what we've got to do is hold them right where they are with our best pitcher.
Right.
And we've got to get a couple runs on the board.
Get a man on base.
And then get him in. And that ties it, and then another run to go ahead, and we win. That's where we are. We're in a tough situation, but we can play our way out of it if we do the right things. It's time for smart political leaders. No more dummies. We can't afford dumb leadership.
Join us online.
All right, so that was billionaire Ted Turner. And if anybody knows about the Turner Company, what is it, Time Warner? What is it Time Warner or is it Turner? One of those. But yeah, he's pretty much a billionaire tycoon. This dude owns music, most of what you see on TV. Turner Classic Movies, if anybody remembers those, that was him. There's a whole bunch of like classic movies and things like that this dude, networks and stuff that this dude owns, and it's through his family. So how many of you guys actually believe when this guy said he was saving $10 a week? Who actually believes that? Because if you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you. Who believes this guy was saving $10 a week when he was younger? Let's be honest. This guy rolled over into trust fund money. It's that same bloodline thing where there's a certain amount of families that are running every goddamn thing. That's probably one of them. And let me tell you something. We talked about the DBAs before. A lot of these people are using DBAs. Their name ain't really what it says on that paperwork or on that screen. That's a DBA, doing business as. The real names, I've even heard Ben Stiller's one of the Rothschilds. That's what I actually heard. I don't know how true that is, but absolutely. Yeah, please hit that like button. Greatly appreciated. Let me see here. Who we got? We got in here, man. Who we got? Chris Freeman said cannibals. What the right? Like he was painting out a dystopian society where there's no corn, there's no there's no rain, everything is dry. There's groups of biker gangs running around doing all kinds of stuff to people, taking people and taking people out in both senses. Uh, there's no food. People got to scrap over food. People are eating people. Certain neighborhoods you go to, you might get eaten. This guy's imagination was like Bobby. Remember Bobby's World? Remember his imagination from that cartoon back when we were younger? His imagination was off the chain. That's that guy. His imagination was crazy. But yeah, that's complete bullshit. We all know that's not. Honestly, without him in the way, shit would probably go to complete harmony. Without his dumb ass in the way, that's probably how they would be living. They probably be living like that because he kept saying we need to do this, we need to do that. We're facing dire consequences. He ain't talking about us. He talking about him and his people. He talking about them because without them interfering, everybody knows. Without them getting in the way and influencing us, ain't nothing but a bliss and harmony. Without them throwing a Federal Reserve around to jerk people around by their chain, nothing but bliss and harmony. So yeah, he kept saying we. You gotta remember, he ain't talking about us. That we crap ain't us. That's him and his people. What's good, Nicole? Good to see you here. What's up? Zakiba, my man. Taquan, yo, I saw that book you put out. Everybody go right now. Hit Taquan X up. He got a book about how to basically be a national. He got some steps and information in there that's real good. I haven't grabbed it yet myself, but please go support my man Taquan X. Go grab his book. He has a book out right now. It's an ebook. Go grab that. Smash the like button. We got 23 heads in here. We should have 23 likes. Smash the like button. Yes, sir. What's up, Taquan? Good to see you here, man. Chris Freeman says a lot of people think he was the guy that made the Georgia Guidestones. Really? Ted Turner? Interesting. Okay. Didn't he own the Braves? Probably. He probably owned a few teams. I mean, listen, these people, man, what we got to understand about these people, they say billionaires, but let's be honest. There's no limit to how much money these people have. Like, there's no, whatever fiat they need, they can get. Put it that way. At that point, it's deeper than fiat. The Federal Reserve is privately owned. We know that for that much. And these guys owe each other favors. So, it's not even, money is not even what these guys are trading at that point. They're probably trading a lot of other stuff. We'll put it that way. It's more earth than people. Exactly. Who told me? Somebody said the entire population of the world can fit in. Was it America or something like that? I can't remember. It was one. I think it was America or something like that. Like if you take the whole entire continent of North America, even South America and such, the whole entire planet will fit in that whole vicinity. And there's enough land for everybody, enough resources for everybody. What's going on, Cornell? Yes, indeed. Yes. No doubt. Yeah, no doubt, man. I got your back, Taquan. You always got mine. He owns CNN. Right. Ted Turner owns CNN. That explains everything. So the whole pokey poke, he probably was behind that. And I promise you, he didn't take that shit himself. Remember when those people were all supposed to be taking the poke and they would all be like on the camera, supposed to be taking the jibby jab. And then like there was this footage coming out where like the cats and stuff like that weren't getting fully depressed. And then some of them were already depressed, and then some of them had retractable needles. Like, yo, are y'all serious right now? Y'all really seriously trying to get over when it's like this? That's that deception. That's the deception, 100%. They say the world population can fit in the state. Did they say it? Was it Texas? Was it Texas? That's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, Texas. That's what it is. I thought it was whole continent, but no, it's Texas because Texas is huge, man. Texas is freaking huge. That's like lots of land in Texas that's not even being used, man. Real talk. It's more edible plants as people. I'm sure of that. More edible plants than people, I think you had to say. But yeah, facts. Yeah, like let's go. You can talk about the fruits and stuff like that grow, in different areas. People can grow their own stuff. I mean, it's an endless supply of abundance on this earth, and they're trying to convince you that that's not the case. because they operate off fear and control. That's what it is. I got a rule. I catch the rest of it. Yes, sir. No doubt. Holla at you. But yeah, that's basically what it is, man. 100%. So we already know what kind of games they playing on that tip. But yeah, I remember I saw that clip a while ago, and I happened to just think about it. Like, you know what? I wonder how many people have saw this clip. I want y'all to see it. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Something else I want you guys to take a few other things. I want you guys to take a look at. All right, now the poke. All right, the poke. So hasn't been proven. All right, this is very interesting because supposedly this is starting to become more and more frequent recently. Babies being born with these kind of conditions. Let's take a look, see what happens. All right, so these babies, some of them are born with real black eyes with their whole entire there's no white part in their eyes, all black. I've seen a few of those actually, but the other babies they had normal eyes. But these babies are able to hold their necks up and actually able to support themselves upright at 1 day old, at 2 weeks old, stuff like that. So when I was younger, now I don't quote me if I'm wrong on this, but I specifically remember you were supposed to hold the back of the baby's head so that the neck didn't get messed up from them trying to whip their head around and stuff like that, because their neck wasn't strong enough to support their head, the weight of their heads. You actually had to support the back of their head so they didn't fling their head around and hurt their neck. I specifically remember that being the case. But these new babies that are born are different. I don't know if it's because of the poke. I don't know what's going on, man. But it's very odd that that this is the case. I've even read one comment where there's this one dude that said that babies have been reported to start trying to walk within 2 weeks. Yeah, that was crazy. I actually have a niece that was able to talk. She started talking at 3 months. Her first words were uncle at 3 months. She was actually able to mock what I was saying. I was saying, say uncle, say uncle, say uncle. And she said, uncle. And she was 3 months old, bro. It blew us away. We was like, yo. And she said it 4 times. She said it 4 times, and she never said it again after those four times. But that was crazy. That blew us away. So it's like, God damn, these babies, man. They're advancing, they're progressing fast. No, I don't know. This was probably about like 5 years ago now where that happened with my niece. But the thing about it is, these babies starting to be able to hold their heads up and stuff like that. What do you guys think is natural evolution, or are we evolving as a people when we start to look at these children and how they move? Y'all think that could be what it is? You think the pokes got something to do with it? Because I don't think I've ever seen a baby able to hold his head up like that. Like that's insane. This dude was legitimately doing military planks. Like, yo, he was doing a military exercise at 2 weeks old. That was crazy. Prop says, "Oh yeah, the whole population of the USA can fit in Vermont with room left over if we all had 50 by 100-foot lots." Wow, Vermont, huh? Graphene oxide, maybe that black particles found in jabs. Yeah, Martians too. Hey, listen, and I had a conversation with a guy, and he was telling me his theory was that that poke was like supposed to be like some kind of boost in evolution or something like that. And the reason why some interdimensional beings look different than we look now is because of like uh, technological advancement or something like that. And that could be what the poke is. So who knows, man? Who knows? There's too many question marks. It's too early to say now, but we're gonna be watching these people over the next 10 years after this whole situation really plays itself out. And we're gonna be watching to see what happens because there's gonna be some things happening that we don't have answers to, and this could be the start of it. They want to gamble with genes. This is what happens. Word. Everything happening much faster nowadays for kids. Yo, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They're like starting off at a certain level and they're probably going to be able to progress a lot faster, even have a higher capability than what we have. So you guys think maybe it's another DNA unlock or something like that? You think that could be what it is? Yep, you were supposed to hold the back of the baby's head. It's the 19. Yeah, right. That's what I'd always heard. You got to support the back of the head or like with your hand so they don't fling their heads around and mess their vertebrae or their neck or whatever it is up. What in a wholly altered chromosome sequence are you showing us? Yeah, the dark eyes. The dark eyes. I think that might be that's probably I think that's the second time I've seen that recently with babies born after the 2020. That's about the second time I've seen that. So and who knows, man? Who knows? Even the way the heads are shaped even look a little different. The jawline's a little thinner. If you look at the way the baby's heads are, the jawline is thinner. The top of the head's more like robust. So the shape of the head's even changing. You know, I would say just keep watching them. They aren't living as long though. They're growing old faster. You talking about the babies? You think so? Where'd you hear that at, yo? That's crazy. I ain't hear that. They growing old faster. That's wild. And they look older than their parents. That's interesting. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I can't say that much, but you could be right though, man. I haven't seen anything to back that specific point up yet, but you could be right. Absolutely, but man, there's definitely something going on with the. I don't know if it's an unlocking of DNA, if it's maybe the sun changed or something like that, and that's affecting the air. I don't know what's going on, man, but there's a lot of things we don't have answers to, and that is another one. So we'll be watching over the next few years to see what's actually going on with these people, because I I would not be surprised if things substantially change over the course of time, and you might even see babies able to do more. You might mess around and see babies being born easier, and then able to sit upright as soon as they're born, like literally sit up in like Indian style or something like that. So they might start flying. Who knows, man? It's crazy. All right, let's continue, shall we? All right. This one's from Shane Vibes Truth on Instagram. Let's take a look at this right here.
Few people are going to believe this, even though it's 100% true. On December 21st, 2017, Elon Musk said, "I love Twitter." Dave Smith said, "You should buy it then." He said, "How much is it?" 4 years, 4 months, and 4 days later, he buys Twitter. But it gets weirder. He buys it for $44 billion. Now, if you look up the gematria behind Musk, you get 44. Twitter gematria 444. But it gets crazier. Remember when Elon Musk won the hearts and minds of millions and millions of people because he smoked weed on Joe Rogan's show? Dude, Musk is dope, man. He's one of us, yo. 3 years and 33 weeks later, he buys Twitter. I can't tell you exactly what for, but this is looking more and more like a setup. Whatever's going on doesn't seem like it was per chance, happen chance, like it wasn't planned. Elon Musk, man. I don't know about you, big guy.
And I told people this. I said, hey, I have a sneaking suspicion Elon Musk is a figurehead. Elon Musk is just an actor basically put out there. He actually was listed as an actor, I think, on Wikipedia. I'm not sure why, but actor was one of the descriptions that was on his listing. So, this dude's probably a figurehead. He's just there just to, the people who need to see Elon Musk or need an answer, he's there for them. But we all know what the deal is, man. The technology that he's putting out is old as fuck. It's just probably been around since before the Egyptians were around and all that stuff. But that information, man, has been out there, man. Shit, Nikola Tesla was working on stuff like that back in the day. They try to put my man to shame. But yeah, that's 100% facts. That information and that technology is not new. The Tesla cars, none of that stuff, no, it's not new. All that stuff is old. They cycle it. They keep it hidden for a certain amount of time, put you on this gasoline combustion engines, and then switch them out. You know, probably society probably collapses on its ass, and then it's all back to the drawing board, start over, cycles. But yeah, one of my dudes, he was like, yo, he told me this like 6 years ago, and I thought he was retarded when he said it. He was like, yo, I got a sneaking suspicion that Elon Musk is a dumbass. I said, what? How? He was like, I can't prove it yet. I don't have the evidence, but I got a sneaking suspicion that Elon Musk is a dumbass. And slowly, I'm starting to see more and more what he's talking about. You know, you just watch the way dude talks and stuff he says and stuff, like even the way he moves. It's just, he's not the guy who came up with all the inventions. He's not the guy, you know, not at all. Prof says the sunshine is due soon. Mother Kai, aka Earth, is creating what she needs. I heard there was an eclipse today, but it's only visible from Alaska or something like that. That's what I heard. Sun shift. Yes, indeed, said Benjamin Button. Albert Taylor says, yo, my man owns CNN, TBS. Yes, TBS. I remember TBS. CNN. I know he owned TNT because I know when WCW used to come on, Eric Bischoff made a deal with him, basically, where he wanted to basically put Vince McMahon out of business. And, you know, Vince McMahon back then was WWF. I was a heavy wrestling fan back in the day. So Ted Turner actually had the big ass wallet, and Eric Bischoff had the know-how. And they was putting the screws to Vince McMahon at first. It was looking like Vince McMahon was going to get taken out the box, but Ted Turner had all that. He had an endless supply of money. And, you know, this dude, Eric Bischoff, this motherfucker had Dennis Rodman coming to the WCW to wrestle, Karl Malone, the mailman, coming to WCW to wrestle, all these big superstars and stuff like that. He had football players. You know, WWF had that shit too, but this was all under Ted Turner with his money, his wallet. You know, this dude owned the network that his wrestling program was being shown on. So there was no limit to this man's money. And it was interesting, in WCW, there was a group called the NWO who insisted on taking over WCW. Facts. True TV, WCW Wrestling. Yep. Ted Montana, Grill, UNF, TV6, Russia, Turner Broadcasting, Warner Media. Yep. All that shit. All that stuff, bro. Yep. All that stuff. He owned all of that shit. That's majority of what you see in here, even the music group. Did he put the music right here? Yeah, a majority of what you hear and see, he owned. I mean, music too, man. It's all owned by the same trust or the same corporation. They always show people what's to come in movies, TV, phone books, release. Yep, predictive programming. That is facts. Elon on the spectrum. Agreed. He Asperger's. What the hell? I don't even know what that means. Just taught me a new word. Asperger's. So true, Albert Taylor. 90s wrestling was wild. Oh, tell me about it. 90s wrestling was a glorious wonderland. Let's be honest. We was lucky to be young back then. But yeah, there was actually a group called the NWO. Literally, the New World Order is what it stood for. It was the New World Order. And they insisted on destroying the WCW and taking it over. And the colors were black and white. And we all know the significance of black and white within what's called the checkerboard setup. "100% facts." A form of autism. Okay. Okay, got you. I never heard of that before. But yeah, that is all the pieces. All the pieces. You just got to know what the pieces are. Asperger's is high functioning autism. Okay. So why do y'all say that though? What would make you say he has the Asperger's type thing going on? Why would you say that? I just want to hear what your explanation is. You think it's the way he talks or whatever? Because I know for a fact a lot of times they'll use people that have mental disabilities so they can take advantage of them. Elon Musk doesn't even sound like a real name. LOL. His name probably something like Phil. I said Phil Basket. Yeah, DBA. Again, I'm pretty sure dude's name wasn't Elon Musk. Just like Tupac's name wasn't Tupac Shakur. Hulk Hogan, what name was not Hulk Hogan, nor was it Terry Hogan. His name is Terry Bollea. That's a DBA. Again, DBA is doing business as. Alias, man, alias. When these people out there conducting business, they make sure they protect it. You know what I mean? You try to sue Hulk Hogan, you're going to look like an asshole. You could try to sue Terry Hogan, you're going to look like an asshole. Yeah, fuck around, not even show up to court for that shit. All right, let's talk about it. Got something else I want to show you guys. How many of you guys remember that movie called The Coneheads? It's from the early 90s. Only my old heads know about The Coneheads. I was not a fan of this movie. It started off as a Mad TV. Was it not what Mad TV? It was Saturday Night Live recurring skit, I believe. It was like a sketch, matter of fact, of a recurring sketch that was on Saturday Night Live. It was these family called the Coneheads, and what they had long ass heads. It was white people, and they would move things with their mind and make stuff disappear and all that stuff. And they like tried to live a normal life and hide the fact that they was weird and all that stuff. But it was a whole movie that came out behind that too, and they actually fizzled out pretty quick after the movie because I don't think the movie did that great. But if you look right here on some of these older statues and things like that that are in places like Egypt, this guy's got two ankhs, and one of them's got a long beard, and he's got a really long. The top of his head is really long, elongated. Then if you look on this pyramid inscription right here on this plate, you can see one of those people riding a horse that has his head elongated too. So, a lot of times they'll take Egyptian or they'll take African culture and they'll basically whitewash it and then they'll put it out and, pretend it's a creation of something that they created, which is exactly what they did here. The cone heads looks like just a knockoff of what was actually on those pyramids. Some of those statues even had the real look. You can look at it and see the real wide noses on the statues too. So you already know what tribe of people they were. But it's just interesting how they'll take stuff like this and throw it back at you, but they'll change it a little bit so you're not able to. If you don't know what you're looking at, you won't be able to differentiate what's going on. I didn't realize this was the case till recently. So if they took that from the ancients, right? And the coneheads had the ability to move things with their minds or make things disappear. What of a possibility would it be if those people they took that idea from could do the same things? Which then opens the conversation of how the pyramids were built. Because if you had a whole group of people that could do this with their minds, that would give us a more clearer understanding on how certain fixtures and things like that might have been built. Which is why some of those, I think it's the three pyramids of Giza, are lined up perfectly with the Fibonacci spiral, the Milky Way, and pretty much all the galaxy. I'm brain dead right now. The galaxy fixtures of the sky, rather. The stars and such. They all line up perfectly. And there's actually a picture that floats around on the internet where a certain time of the year you can actually see the three pyramids lined up directly with the planet, with three planets, like almost laser straight. And the way some of these pyramids were built, they were pretty much cut with laser precision. It was like there's no way somebody could have used primitive tools to cut these pyramids with how crisp they were cut. This had to be done with like a laser or something like that, So that's just some information I wanted to basically throw at you guys. I saw this on Instagram and I thought it was very interesting. So I thought I would put it towards you guys. By the way, I would suggest you following this this channel on Instagram, TKish44, TKISH44. I'm gonna put it in the comment section because this guy has a lot of good information I want you guys to look into. A lot of good information, who you follow and what you see on a daily basis is very important, man, because if you stumble upon some good information, you want to make sure you look into that. You know what I mean? So that's what I regularly do. I make sure I only follow channels that'll stimulate thought, not stimulate thought. I'll be lying if I said I didn't follow some of them channels. I'm still a man at the end of the day, but most of the time I'm trying to get information. You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn something. So there you have it. So that's the Instagram page there. So if you want to follow that, I would highly recommend you do so. Here we go. He said so on a Saturday Night Live monologue. Okay, word. Laughing. His ability to function normally with a group of people is all. Dude, when he was listen, man, remember when he said something about the cryptocurrency? He said something about Bitcoin, I think it was. And he was like, yeah, it's just a hustle. And like, I was like, yo, this guy sounds like Keanu Reeves pretending to be the guy from Wayne's. Was it Wayne's World? What movie was that? When the dude was like one of those rock stars or something like it was Wayne's World. What did yo, why is this guy acting like Elon like Keanu Reeves on Wayne's World? Like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? I don't know, man. It seemed phony to me, man. And then right after he said that shit out his mouth, Bitcoin was like, it hadn't even bounced back since. I think it made like a mighty surge, and then it basically fell back down. Bitcoin's been hurting ever since he opened his mouth. A lot of people were pissed off at that too. But I'm like, yo, y'all thought Bitcoin wasn't going to be manipulated? Like, y'all are stupid in your heads. It's the same principle as stocks. It can be manipulated just as easy. It's being manipulated by them same people that y'all look up to. Not y'all, but, people I talk to that don't know what's going on. I remember that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Saturday Night Live. Yep, yep. They had, and some of the skits, man, I wasn't a big fan of them. I always thought it was kind of stupid because it didn't really correlate to me why the hell they would put that in there. But it's just very interesting. Saturday Night Live was hilarious. So don't get it twisted. Even though I'm more of a Mad TV guy myself, Mad TV was also always more funny to me. The UBS guy, that dude was hilarious. So the guy that was like, he was always moving the shit. I actually know UPS guys that move like that because they always got to be on the move, man. They got packages to drop off. They ain't got time to be talking to you, but they always moving. They never keep still. But yeah, 100%. I was a Mad TV guy myself. Consume mass quantities. I remember the Coneheads. Dan Aykroyd. Yeah. Dan Aykroyd. Dan another Aspie. You think so? God damn. Another Aspie. Shit. Y'all remember the controversy surrounding Elon's son's name? Yeah, what was his name? Like some numbers or some shit like that. Like that motherfucker's a robot. That ain't no goddamn man or human or boy or whatever. That's a robot. Hell no. Name was like my man name was like A backwards 3 ES 55 Y dash hyphen 62. Like what the fuck is that shit? Yo, can you imagine how much drama this kid would have in elementary school? Y'all even get his ass beat on the regular just for having a stupid ass name. But hey, man, that name is weird, bro. But you can't. Listen, I played Detroit Become Human, so you can't convince me a lot of these motherfuckers are even people. You know what I mean? A lot of these people are probably just the androids with little circles removed from their heads. But nah, man, that dude name was real weird. I don't even remember what it was, but I know it was some bullshit. His name was the shit you see on your computer when you have a computer error and shit. Like your name is my man's name is a computer code. If you utter his name, you'll be like taken to another dimension or something like that. Hey, what kind of name is that, yo? They silently mock the African culture. They do. Yes, they do. Yes, indeed. But they know it's facts, though. They know it's facts. They know it's real. They know it was existed and everything, but they mocking us for not knowing. I think that's more what it is. They mocking us for not knowing. basically. Elon also had something to say about the population. Probably so. Oh, listen, if you think for 1 second, Elon Musk, Ted Turner, Bill Gates, any of these scumbags do not talk to each other on a regular basis about any of this stuff that's going on, you are insane. Insane. I see it all in my manga books. What up, Bad Wolf? What up, American Nationals, fam? A6, peace, good brother. Search elongated skulls or parakeet skulls. Yeah, I actually saw, I did some research into the elongated skulls too. That was like a tradition. They also had some African tribes that would do elongated necks too. I think that was a symbol of attractiveness. Like they would put rings around their necks, and then eventually the neck would be so long. You know what I mean? They would have to keep the rings on in order to support the neck. What up, Mac? What's up, man? Good to see you here, bro. My man got the boxing gloves. Getting busy with the boxing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What up, Prof? Prof said Bill and Ted. That's what it was. Not Wayne's World. It was Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Adventures. Then what was Wayne's World then, yo? Wayne's World was the one with the blonde guy with the hair poofed out. And then Wayne had the black hat on, right? With the long hair. They for some reason I thought they was the same. I don't know. I haven't seen Wayne's World in a while though. I used to like Wayne's World. Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Adventures. That was the cartoon I used to watch back in the day. Say swing. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. Yes, indeed. So I need to authenticate birth certificate before doing passport because I have an urge to travel. Circumstance ain't allowing it. So should I apply as a national with no authentication? You don't have to authenticate to get your passport. Some people do, but some don't. You don't have to though. It's not necessary. It's not like a requirement. You could always get your passport and then do it over later on if you want. It's up to you. Mad TV was my man. Mad TV was wild underrated, bro. I used to watch that joint. I like the ninja. They had a ninja on there. It was like an Asian dude. They made him be a ninja, and dude was like chopping people up and stuff like that. Yeah, that joke was crazy. That was wild. My favorite though, if you want to talk about sketch comedy, let's talk about the OG. The OG sketch comedy from back in the day was in living color. That's where Jim Carrey got his start as Fire Marshal Bill. Y'all remember Fire Marshal Bill? Let me show you something. Fire Marshal Bill was crazy, yo. And that's where Jamie Foxx got his break. A lot of people got on from In Living Color, yo. That's the thing about the Wayans. They would always put people on. They was never selfish with their fame. They put on they got like 20 brothers and sisters. They put all of them on. The whole family got put on through In Living Color. Marlon Wayans, Shawn Wayans, Damon Wayans, Keenan Ivory Wayans. He had a talk show. You know, the two Wayans brothers, Shawn and Marlon, they had the Wayans brothers TV show, which was funny as hell, by the way. If you haven't seen that, please check that out. And then they had the scary movies and a bunch of other movies. Yeah, they had some quality. But Mad TV was dope though. But In Living Color was my favorite, man. Even Jennifer Lopez, she got her start as one of the In Living Color dancing girls. You know, she was real good at dancing back in the day. She was always real pretty. But yeah, she was the finest one. They had a real good looking Asian chick too that was in there. Y'all remember the Keanu Reeves memes back? Keanu Reeves. Yeah, Keanu Reeves is an interesting dude, yo. He's a very interesting dude. So do I. Sounds like a barcode number. His name. Elon's son's name was a computer virus. Goddamn video game cheat. Exactly. Like, yo, if you say his name 5 times, you'll have infinite ammo. Yo, what the fuck? Like, yo. You gotta say his name 5 times, jump, do a cartwheel, and do a backwards roll, and like a car will spawn in the middle of the street, like a Lamborghini or something. What the fuck is this shit? God, crazy ass name. Calculus equation. Goddamn wizardly spell. Adam Pro the Giants. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The humans would copy the gods who looked like us, but had real elongated skulls, now known as the parakeet skulls of Peru. The DNA was tested and they are human. Really? I believe that though, because they said Elon Musk not Elon Musk. They said Nikola Tesla was from Mars. He wasn't a human either from this dimension. It's like I said, dude. It's a lot of people walking around that look like us that is not quite what they seem to be. Keep calm said facts. Yes, sir. Adam Pro says, doesn't authenticating the birth certificate mean you are leaving federal jurisdiction? It basically puts you over into the private, pretty much. And one of the ways to do it. Paula Abdul was Paula Abdul was a fly girl, wasn't she? I forgot about Paula Abdul. Yeah, she aged pretty good though. She aged real well. But yeah, she was a fly girl, wasn't she? She was nice with the dancing too. Yeah, there's a few dancers, man. A lot of people got to start from a living color, man. It was a pretty good show. But listen, I'm off on a tangent. We supposed to be talking about everything else. I'm off on a tangent. I have a tendency to do that from time to time. All right, let's get to it. All right, so speaking of Elon Musk, let's take a look at this right here.
Culture has touted Elon Musk as some sort of eccentric heavyweight genius with humble beginnings, but this is demonstrably false. Elon Musk was born in South Africa, where he claims he grew up extremely poor, but his family owned an emerald mine. As a teenager, Elon would trade emeralds for cash in New York City, and his father bragged how they had so much money we couldn't even close our safe. Musk claims to have had about $100,000 of student loan debt, but he received a full scholarship to the University of Pennsylvania, where he bought a 10-bedroom frat house with his friend Adeo Ressi and ran an illegal nightclub. The pop culture claim is that Elon has an IQ of 155, but this has never been tested. And after being accepted into Stanford for PhD studies, he dropped out after 2 days. After dropping out, Elon began his first business venture with his brother Kimball, Zip2, which was essentially a digital version of the Yellow Pages. The brothers received tens of thousands of dollars from their parents, and yet Elon denies this. An associate of Elon's father, Greg Curry, got involved to bring in investors, but Elon's code was no good, so they had to hire on professional coders to rewrite everything. Zip2 was then sold for $307 million to Compaq, who later shut it down without ever earning a profit. Elon made $22 million, bought a $1 million McLaren F1 supercar, which made mainstream news, before he totaled the uninsured vehicle. Musk then went on to create an online bank, X.com. He partnered with banking expert Harris Fricker, Edward Ho, and Christopher Payne. All three ended up leaving the company after accusing Elon of lying to the media about the quality of their product. Elon claims he founded PayPal. Before the company was named PayPal, it was known as Confinity. It was founded in 1998 by Peter Thiel and Max Levchin. After losing millions of dollars, Elon's X.com was bought by Confinity in a merger in 2000. All Musk contributed at Confinity was his own power struggle. He made himself CEO and pushed to change the name to X.com. The executive team successfully petitioned to fire Musk while he was away on vacation. Part of Musk's resignation agreement stipulated,
"Say, how you get fired on your day off? How you get fired while you on vacation, my man?"
that all references to founders of the company will be removed from their website, allowing Elon to claim credit, which so far is all he has ever achieved. Peter Thiel then rebranded the company as PayPal, went public, and sold to eBay for $1.5 billion. Elon made $180 million from the deal, which he then invested into Tesla, SpaceX, and failed company SolarCity. Elon falsely claims to be the founder of Tesla. Tesla was founded in 2003 by Mark Tarpenning and Martin Eberhard, who developed the Tesla Roadster. When Tesla Motors began looking for venture capital, they approached Elon Musk, who had the fake credibility as PayPal's co-founder. Musk joined with the condition that he be named chairman of the board. In emails, Musk was upset that the media was not giving him credit for Tesla Motors and went after Martin Eberhard, replacing him as CEO. He then forced Eberhard out of the company and rewrote the company's history to have himself listed as an original co-founder. Martin Eberhard, the man behind the Tesla Roadster, was promised the first Roadster off the assembly line, but Musk screwed him over on that as well and sent that car into space.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
So who is Elon Musk? Elon describes his father as being an evil, abusive man. His father, Errol Musk, has been accused of being a pedophile and fathered a child with his stepdaughter, who is 42 years younger than him. This spoiled, narcissistic failure, son of accused pedophile, wants to put computer chips in everyone's brain so that we can merge with artificial intelligence. His girlfriend is now bragging how this could all lead to a communist utopia. And strangely enough, former Nazi and head of NASA, Wernher von Braun, predicted a man named Elon would conquer Mars in a 1952 novel that he wrote.
All right, so there's more evidence. And let's not forget Operation Paperclip. All right, this is exactly what is a Nazi in charge of the NASA program.
Which is odd, because NASA has partnered with Elon's SpaceX to work towards colonizing Mars. Elon Musk, like everything else in today's modern society, is a fraud, a fake genius, just like fake philanthropist Bill Gates. And
all right, so the video cut off. My man was getting busy. He was getting busy. And unfortunately, they cut my man off, but he was laying down some heavy bars. I want to see the rest of the video. If any of you guys find the rest of that video, please forward that to me. I will be glad to show y'all the whole video next week. Matter of fact, if you can find it now, we can finish watching the video now, because my man was getting busy with the information, man. And that's the type of thing I like. The bars just kept flying out. But yeah, this is why my man said, yo, I got a sneaking suspicion Elon Musk is a dumbass. And going by what he was saying, he might have been right. He might have been right. Like, just the way yo talks, you could tell it's real because it looks so fake. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say something like that when you got billions and billions of dollars in investments being given to you from people? And you talking about it looks real because it looks like, nah, bro. Listen, no, absolutely not. I don't buy it. Any of you guys buy it? Because I do not. If any of you guys had the video, if y'all can find it like in the next few minutes or whatever, send it to my email. It's right in the comment section. Excuse me, right in the description section. Email me right now because we need to finish watching that video. If you can find the rest of it. That was on hold on, let me tell you the name. It's called Fake Heroes Follow the Dark Side of Truth. Maybe we'll let's see if I can find it on YouTube. Hold on. Fake Heroes. I can find it real fast. Here we go. I think I might have found it. Hold on. I got you. Nah, this is the same video we just watched. Hold on, let me see. Nah, this it's only 4 minutes 53 seconds long. Yeah, this video right here is only. I want to see the other videos though, the one after that or the continuation. I don't see it. Maybe it's not out yet. It might not be out yet. That might be a preface to the rest of the movie. Let's catch up on some of these comments. His mother was a freaking European model. She shares his last name. Yeah, hell yeah. Like, listen, these people that come on the scene, guns are blazing, they got family. Listen, these rappers that you hear that are trash, that can't rap at all, they not rappers. They got on through people that were in superior positions that didn't want to give random people they didn't know the money, so they give it to their family members. That's why it is a small chance if you rap or do it, sing or anything like that, that you're going to get on. Because there's so much nepotism in the damn industry. That's what messed the industry up. The nepotism, that and the fact that they had a meeting back in the day to destroy the essence of hip hop. But yeah, listen, man, absolutely not. It's done. Like, these rappers are so trash because they don't have any passion for it. They just there to collect a check. There's no passion in what they say. A lot of them don't even write their own shit. Same thing for people who come in. Guns are Elon Musk is taking over the world. He's doing this and that and the third. He's buying Twitter, such and such. Yo, his people, his parents is probably like you said, You just said his mother's a European model who got cheese, and his dad's supposed to be a freaking billionaire too. You know, he's not going to fail. He could come out throwing computers at people and would still succeed somehow. You know, absolutely not. You can't fail when you got that kind of backup, and that society is built so you succeed. The offspring was the Nephilim. What are we talking about here? I'm missing something. Isn't it obvious his family is satanic? Elon worked so hard he lost his hair. Right. I can tell by the narrator. Him and Eminem act the same way, just different volumes. Yo, Eminem is not Eminem. Reed Von Braun had sung Psalms 19:1, and he knew the firmament, Operation Fishbowl. Musk knows about the glass dome. Goddamn right. They all know about the glass dome. We know about the glass dome. But you know he knows about the glass dome. 100%. DJ and Trump knows too. Yep. Absolutely. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Yeah, Trump said it was flat, then taxes for Space Force. What's up with that? What do you think that was about, yo? Him supposed to be knowing it's flat, and then he's got something called the Space Force. What's up with that? How y'all feel about that, man? The Space Force thing. I don't think we ever really got a chance to chop that up, but I kind of feel like that was super weird. People keep saying Trump was this great savior, but then the Space Force is completely suspect. Okay. Move this out of the way. This out of the way. All right. Let's go here then. All right, so I got y'all. So the next video. Idol X, what's up, man? Good to see you here. All right, now this one's about your boy Gates. Your boy Bill Gates.
It really is the United Gates of America. One man owning 270,000 acres of land in the United States. It would be different if this man was involved with permaculture, biodynamic farming, regenerating the soil, but this guy wants you eating lab-grown synthetic mRNA food. Does this explain the food plants seemingly catching fire all over the world and in the United States? Think about it. In order for them to usher in the new synthetic world and eating mRNA bugs, bug burgers, they need to really create a problem with what we already have, the natural foods, right? For example, culling 5.3 million chickens in fear of the avian flu. It seems like anything natural and beneficial for the human body is being targeted and banned. Who knows how long things like Shilajit or Tonkat Ali or any adaptogenic compounds like that will be on the market. We're already seeing supply chain disruptions that is making it harder for people to deliver these products. Enhance your biology and...
All right. So a man went in on Bill Gates. We already know what the deal is with Gates, though. But I wanted you guys to see that. But yeah, Gates is Gates. We know what the deal is with Bill Gates already. And we already know what hand he's decided to play. So that's not very surprising to us. We know what we're up against with him. The Elon Musk thing, that's I'm not gonna say a new suspect, but I'm gonna say this dude is out of left field. So we need to put him in the spotlight. All right, check this out, right? This is propaganda from the 40s. Check this out.
The time keeping up with him. Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild, good-tasting cigarette, they're particular about the brand they choose. In a repeated national survey, doctors in all branches of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" Once again, the brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Why not change to Camels for the next 30 days and see what a difference it makes in your smoking enjoyment? See how Camels agree with your throat. See how mild and good tasting a cigarette can be.
All right, so it says this propaganda may seem funny and obvious to perceive today, but that's because we have the knowledge of the dangers of cigarettes. Back then, the big tobacco companies hired scientists and other authorities to hide the truth and deceive the public. So the obvious question is, what are they hiding from us today? What are they hiding from us today? Right. Precisely. Precisely. I never seen that. I wanted you guys to take a look at it too, but this is the propaganda that they would use and still do today. I feel like there is a family above this well-known one. Facts. The gates of hell shall not prevail against the sword and armor of our creator. Nope. I had a conversation with some nationals the other day. They were like, yo, they did a test run with the whole C-19 and the whole jab and all that stuff. And they wanted to see how we would react and stuff like that. They were saying what's going to happen after this is not going to be good. I said, listen, all right. Fact of the matter is this, all right. Light will always beat dark. Light will always beat dark. And they know that. That's why they panicking. They know it. The time for their reign is come to an end. They struggling. They trying to hold on to that power as long as they can, but they losing their grip fast. Anything to focus on is what is really going on with our taxes, always distracting from the fact to correct the status and separate the two books. Infamous number 56 on the license plate. 56. I missed that, Cornell. Break that down for me real fast. All right. Now, y'all always hear about me talking about California. All right. I'm going to show you guys this right here. It looks like Silent Hill out there in certain areas. Now, I've never been to California. I'm not down in California at all. But we're not going to sit here and act like this is not happening. And this happens, I ain't going to lie, though. This happens around Baltimore a lot, too, with some of these fiends. But check this out. That's just messed up, man. That's just messed up. The way them cities are being ran, even here, man, that's the big problem here. Certain areas, a lot of fiends just hanging around and stuff like that. I was at I wanted to go to the movies a few weeks back, and there was a goddamn fiend collapsed in front of the movie. They had to call an ambulance for the guy, and I thought dude was knocked out, but shit, when the ambulance came, he got up and walked away. So he was fully conscious the whole time. He was just zoned out. But man, I tell you, man, the way them cities are being ran, a lot of them blue states are having big problems. Ours too, you know. But I haven't seen issues like that in places like Texas. I don't think I've ever seen that before in places like Texas and I was another place I've been to, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida. I haven't seen that. But yo, Democratic states, the blue states, man, they are hurting right now. Hurting with a capital H. But yeah, it's messed up. It's messed up, man. All right, I think we might hold on. Make sure I don't have anything else for you guys. I'm about to drop the link in the chat. I think that might be it. Yep, I think that's it. All right, so at this current time, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link right here for you guys. Invite. And also be sure to join we got a Telegram group too. Foreign National News Network. Please hit my email if you are interested in joining the Foreign National News Network. Join the conversation. We also got links to Bad Wolf has a group too. There's a few other good groups with other people who are like-minded that you can discuss with. And we actually learn a lot from each other. So if there's a situation where you want to join in, you can just hit me up, hit my email up, and we can do that. I love the Democrat blaming as if West Virginia and Iowa are Democratic states have the exact same problems. Really? Interesting. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Very interesting. So here you go. Here's the link if y'all want to jump in. And again, I'll say it one more time in case you didn't catch it. If you are interested in joining the Telegram group, costs nothing. Just send a message to my email and I will send you the link and you can hop in and you can add to the conversation. Adam Pro said, Bad Wolf. Wolf might be a little busy. Who knows? Who knows? Wolf might be a little busy right now. Man, there's so many knowledgeable people in those groups. By the way, let me make a public service announcement real quick, all right? I'm gonna say this, okay? We had a guy. I ain't gonna say what his name was. I ain't even gonna say what group he was in, all right? But for those of you who are in the group, y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't be the guy or a woman, all right, who gets this whole process of correcting your status and stuff like that. And yeah, I corrected my status. I done heard so many horror stories over the last week. Y'all done goddamn near gave me a headache. Heard about a guy. He got pulled over in New York, and he had his passport and all that. He had bad tags, you know the whole spiel. Police officer wanted to tow his car. He couldn't tow his car. He knew he couldn't tow his car or whatever. So the guy ended up just getting a few tickets, let him go. The guy was happy. He was like, yeah, I'm going to do whatever, blah, blah, blah. All right, that's cool. So I go in his group because there's a group with these people. I go in his group, and I was like, yo, has anybody used their passport for arms or such like that? So he was like, nah, I plan to do that next. But what I'm going to do first before I do that, I'm going to get a pound of weed, and I'm going to go to TSA. And I'm going to tell him I'm a national. That's what he says. He literally said this to me. He said, I'm going to get a pound of weed and I'm going to go to the TSA and I'm going to tell him I'm a national and give him my card. Let me explain something to you, all right? Please don't be that guy, okay? Don't reach out to me. Don't reach out to the consultant. And don't reach out to Bad Wolf after you do some stupid shit like that and you facing all kinds of charges. Don't reach out to me because I'm not trying to hear it. I ain't trying to hear it at all, man. Facts. I ain't trying to. Don't hit me up, yo. I don't want to hear that shit. And there's another guy who he was like, yeah. Does anybody have any advice? I had my information from my passport in my car. I was about to get my passport the next day. I think he said tomorrow or something like that. But I got pulled over, and a police officer pulled me out of the car. He saw an open container of alcohol in the car, and I blew the breathalyzer, and I was 0.5 or some crazy shit, 0.5 over the legal limit. and he took my license, and now I can't get a passport because I don't have my identification. I gotta go to court. I gotta pay all these fines. I said, listen, all right. You are fucking lucky you didn't get your stupid ass thrown in jail, all right, for being a goofball, for being a freaking goofball, all right? Don't even think about engaging in this path until you actually are able to govern yourself, all right? If you still need to be governed, you are not ready for this path yet because you're going to get yourself in trouble for being stupid. Don't do that. Please be responsible. If y'all out there, don't be having no open cans in the car. Don't drink nothing before you go to travel. Don't do it. All right. How about this? How about they made that goddamn liquor you put in your body and now they got jurisdiction over your ass after you drink it? How about that? Stupid. Stop being goofy. Don't be out there jeopardizing people's lives because you want to be an asshole. Because the first thing that's going to happen if you hit somebody and kill a family of 5, they're going to be saying you a sovereign citizen and they're going to be looking at us sideways. We ain't trying to hear that shit. So if you come at me on some stupid shit like that, I will put you in your place and I will tell everybody else how much of an asshole you are and nobody will talk to you and you'll be ousted because that's just unnecessarily stupid. You know, and conduct yourself accordingly, govern yourself accordingly. A lot of y'all people get hemmed up and stuff like that. Y'all need to be hemmed up because y'all do stupid shit. I'm not talking about my main core people. I'm talking about the idiots right now. You know, conduct yourself appropriately so the government doesn't have to. It's a shame I even have to say that because everybody here is grown up and we all know what positive and negative decisions have an effect on. So don't be doing that dumbass shit. All right. Let me get. I got you. All right, Joe. I see you right there in the gray room. I got you, bro. Let me get to some more of these comments. I got you. Sit tight. All right. Prof says, "I love the Democrat blaming." Oh yeah, we already covered that. Bad Wolf. It doesn't make the news, but the Republican run middle of the century is worse than your blue states. At least a blue state have more social programs for enslaved to use. I guess. But there's on that same token, you can say the two-way has been severely restricted in a lot of those blue states too. So I won't even give you that, honestly. Because honestly, I would rather be able to protect myself and my family without threat of being hemmed. If I'm a U.S. citizen, or if I was a U.S. citizen, I would rather be able to protect my family and protect my people, you know, and or you know, worry about somebody running up on me instead of having some government programs. Like fuck that shit. I don't care about that. Now, I get where you coming from, but no, thank you on that one, bro. Yeah, he was. Listen, all right, he was on some shit. Whatever he started using, they ain't even started selling yet. He on some other shit. He gonna drop the telegram. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's why I said, let me get the fuck up out of here, man. I ain't fucking with this dude, man. Fuck about. As soon as he said that shit, I was like, you go what? I got up out of there so fast. Yo, fuck that shit. No doubt you can hop on Zakiba whenever you're ready, bro. All right, so I got in the green room. Thank you for being patient. I got my man Joel Wiedenhoff. What's up?
How you guys doing, man? I gotta fix my hair. This side, all right.
What's up, man?
Hey, I got something that's gonna entertain you guys tonight. I did drop you the link, and I'd like to introduce this here because this is some real good stuff. It's about time for things to go down like this. But before we get into this, I want to let you know I'm not into rudeness. I'm not into entrapping somebody. But if you pay attention to this video that's coming up here, these guys are coming in with full force of saying exactly what they're supposed to have done. And because of that, it could have turned into a big mess, but it didn't. It turned into them walking away, making everything stop right then and there. And this is all about potential abuse from authorities. So if you want to go ahead and play up to 3 minutes of that, or if you like it, you can play the whole thing, because let me tell you, it's pretty cool.
Got you. All right, let me see what I can do here.
Very good. It's pretty cool, man. Everyone should be like paying attention to this, because this is the advanced version here. Sometimes you just gotta hit the shark in the nose when it's coming at you. You know?
Let's see what you're talking about. All right. So this is Joel's video. He wanted you guys to take a look at it. Let's take a look.
Look at this mess. Look at this mess. Why you looking inside the car? Because I want to. Mind your own business and shut up. Why am I looking in the car? If I felt like talking to you, I'm talking to you still, right? Shut up. Now you don't want to talk? Now you don't want to talk? I'm sorry, I don't speak Latin, bro. My bad. Hey, you better stop flashing your light in my face. What are you doing? Better stop flashing your light in my face. You better back off. Oh, what's up? What's up? I swear to God, do it. Take a step back. Sit down now. No. I swear to God, do it. Take a step back. Sit down now. No. Don't touch him. Don't touch him. I would suggest you put your hands off him and keep them there. Put that away. Ortiz, what's all this about? Step back. You just approached him with a weapon. Because you guys are on my cruiser. That's a public easement.
Yo, you can tell that guy right there used to get picked on in school. Like he looked like the kind of guy I would usually have to pull people off of and make them leave him alone for real. I can see it in his face. He looked like a victim for real. You know what I mean? I can literally see it in his eye. That dude's a victim for real.
Are you out of your mind?
Get your supervisor and do it now.
Supervisor.
So you pulled out a baton on him for standing on a public easement? Are you stuck on stupid today?
Stupid?
I suggest you guys move it along.
No, I suggest you shut up.
We looked up and we saw you trying to break into one of our cruisers.
No, you didn't, because the whole thing's on film.
Okay.
And I'll film your cruiser all I want.
All you want.
We got body cams, POV cams, regular glasses. Well, guess what? We're here and you weren't. He pulled out a baton because he filmed. Get your supervisor, Doyle.
Go ahead.
896.
Get your supervisor, Doyle. You guys fucked up.
For what?
You guys fucked up.
You messed up.
What's the chances you just pulled the baton on one of the biggest civil rights activists in the country?
All right, so what are the chances I walked out?
100%. But then what'd you do? You pulled it out, you aimed it at him, which is assault.
He came close to me, yes.
Which is assault. You came to him. You came to him. It's all on video, dude.
Okay, yeah, it is all on video. We're all set.
No, you're not. Not till we get your supervisor here. Then we're all set. I'm an independent journalist. I'm an independent journalist. I came to cover the fire, the firefighters, and whatever was going on.
Okay.
And you walked up on
What
him.
happened when we came out here, right? Fire
You
called us and said your man was breaking into our car.
No,
we
that's not
come
true.
up and he's
That's
jamming
not
the
true.
front door. What was he
He
doing?
didn't touch it. I got it all on film.
Okay, so we want to play it back for us then and show
I don't have to. You accusing him of a crime? Is he detained? Is he detained?
No, he's not. He doesn't have
Then he's free to go. So you'd have no PC or RAS to believe he's done anything wrong.
Yes, we do. We have 100% all of that.
Oh, you do?
When we came
Okay,
out here, I saw with my
articulate.
2 eyes
You did.
that he was breaking in the car.
Oh, you did. So you were able to see through the fucking vehicle.
Yes, when he's
Oh,
leaning over
come
into
on.
our car.
Come on, dude. So if you think someone's breaking into your
You
car,
guys are being can get arrested for being belligerent,
you guys are so out of
disturbing
your
the
league.
public peace.
So is this breaking in your car? Is this breaking in your
Nope,
car?
not yet.
Anything else you need?
I need your supervisor. Is that him?
No, it's not my supervisor.
Oh, get your
It's not my
supervisor. Get your supervisor.
Call in. You can call in.
Get your supervisor.
No.
Get your supervisor.
No reason to.
Get your supervisor.
What do you need? Do you want to call a complaint?
I want your
You have the number.
supervisor.
I'll give you the number right now.
I want your supervisor.
You have
Get
the
your
number you want to call?
supervisor.
There you go.
Get your
Call that
supervisor.
number. Ask
Get your
for a street
supervisor.
supervisor.
Get your supervisor.
There you go.
Get your supervisor. Get your supervisor. Do it now.
We need that. We need him here.
Fire was saying they were trying to jimmy the door over here, trying to get in the car. So we came out and saw him jimmy in the car.
No, you didn't.
He was leaning forward like this. We couldn't exactly tell what he was doing. But
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because we got body cams, point of view cams, regular phones. We got people walking. So first of all, what you're trying to do is cover up for the fact that you're an idiot. You pulled a baton on an unarmed citizen, is what you fucking did. So let's shut up.
That's done, dude.
You're all set, guy.
That's funny.
Be careful, sir. Just by sitting there, he might use that thing. You be careful, man.
This is an arrest, dude. We're dealing with some serious police action upstairs. Go back and get supervisor though. Before you go back upstairs.
Okay, supervisor.
We need that.
Are you getting a supervisor?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not? Who's getting a supervisor?
What is that?
You guys are gonna be famous.
you guys do that here for a second. We're going to go back inside.
Hey, hey, get supervisor.
Are you the supervisor? Can you get him for me? He's in there.
I think he is. I don't know.
Well, why don't we find out?
I raised him. I already did. I can't control
What's your name?
Mine?
Yes.
Officer Rosa.
Okay, Officer Rosa. What's your name, man? I can't hear. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Look at this mess. Look at this mess.
Why you look this at a car?
Because I want to. Mind your own business and shut up. Why am I looking in the car? If I felt like talking to you, I'd be talking to you still, right? Shut up.
Are you want to talk?
I'm sorry, I don't speak pig Latin, bro. My bad.
Finally, y'all, I am in therapy. I've always heard people say that going to therapy was the best thing that they've ever done.
To, oh, he was breaking in the cruiser. So he has, by the way, he should be a fucking superhero because he's able to see through a fire truck and then through the vehicle to see what he's doing. Because we got 4 different camera angles on this thing, all right? So what he did is he saw someone filming, thought that he was going to violate his rights, pulled out his baton, acted like an asshole, and now he's going to be fucking famous. And I don't think cops need that right now, do you?
Gotta learn, man.
I don't think you guys need that right now. But ask and you shall receive. I'm like the Santa Claus that ends qualified immunity. That's who I am.
Keep that light out of my eyes, please.
No. Do something, old man. I don't know you and I don't want to. Oh, wow, he's got pretty good moves for someone that was almost just illegally beaten. Pretty cool. Can you do the Dougie or the stanky leg? You know how the stanky leg? It's like do the stanky leg. Do the stanky leg. Dude, that leg is way too stanky. You're gonna break an ankle, man. I wonder what the name of this video will be. I wonder what the name of this video is gonna be. That's all right. Everything that's written on those notepads I got now, so we'll just work on that.
Yeah, 4K.
Don't you know the government pays for this?
Does it?
Government pays for everything I do. It's a write-off, man.
Government or taxpayers?
No, the government, man. Who pays you?
Taxpayers.
Taxpayers, right?
Yeah.
You know who pays me? Not the taxpayers.
I don't know.
Where does the IRS go through? Taxpayers or the federal government? Do you even have any fucking idea the goings on of normal America?
I want to talk to you.
Okay, so then shut the fuck up. Then shut up. Then shut up. Then shut up. Then shut up. Okay, so shut up. Cool. Awesome. What do you call 2 cops playing tug of war? Rosa, what do you call 2 cops playing tug of war? Pulled pork.
They might have this guy you pick out.
It's pretty good.
Dress up like a clown too.
Did you stop it? Did you correct it? Did you get us a supervisor? So you're guilty by association, right? You know, your qualified immunity is out the door as soon as you don't correct your partner.
Oh, man.
All right, man? So fucked. This video is gonna go viral. Did I make you nervous, man? Keep turning around. Make you nervous? I bet a baton made that guy nervous. I got a camera. It's not as dangerous as a baton. Don't be nervous. Don't fear the camera. Fear the people that watch through my lens. At least you left them notes out for us. What's up, Baton Rouge?
Our number here. Call in. One can speak with you, okay? You guys are not being held anymore.
We weren't being held in the first place.
No, you weren't. You were being detained.
No, we weren't.
The notice.
No, we weren't. I was never detained.
Right
No, I wasn't. You can go fuck off.
That's a number.
Take your detainment and.
All right. So we saw that whole video. I thought it was interesting. I always like to watch what are they? First Amendment audit videos. I always think they're very interesting. Yes, you do have the right to say whatever the hell you want. Yes, you have the right to look wherever you want to look. That's 100% a fact. The way he handled it, I probably wouldn't have handled it like that, but to each his own, I guess.
Well, you know, that's kind of like hitting the shark in the nose. I wouldn't be trying to be mean, but remember how excited that one dude get when he's like, hey, you know, we got you for breaking into this thing here. And it's like, nope. That could have turned into a real mess of a situation, but that was straight up hitting the shark right in the nose when the shark was coming at you. And look, the whole situation's diffused. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw what happened exactly. He knew what he was talking about, but that officer was pretty much trying to cover his own ass with some lies. and we all know that's usually the way it goes. And anywhere they go, in any courthouse they go in, that will stand. You ought to, you guys
was an
need to start
interesting
watching.
little thing.
What's up? What you say, Zakiba?
No, I said it was interesting. I try to play the gray man,
Yeah, that's not my style either.
That could have
I'm not
turned
the
left so bad for the people,
Yep.
just by bothering them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I understand what they're doing, but I also know, like, they could just, say, what could they say? Belligerent or, a threat to the public, and then just detain them like then and there, just based off of them, just what they're doing, attempt to break in the cop car, whatever. They could have just skewed it however they want. The goal is to, like, put foot to ass on paper. You don't have to go out in the public anymore and do that. But I'm not
I'm
going
gonna
to
say
say
this.
anything.
This is what I
The
will say.
optics don't look good on their point.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Here's what I will say. All right, I think that is necessary though, because people keeping them on their toes like that does cause them to think twice before they step on somebody's rights.
Right.
If that makes sense. So, me personally, that is not my style, but I 100% support everything they're doing because it's going to keep them on their toes. At the end of the day, the reason why a lot of these officers are so undertrained is because the academy doesn't tell them a lot of things, and they end up finding out the hard way, or they'll hear stories about how certain situations were conducted. So I think it's necessary, but I also think the way we move, like the gray man, like you said, is necessary too. You know what I mean? It has to be a balance.
Well, you know what?
Here's what I will say. Let me get this out, Joel. Here's what I will say. What you guys should start doing is watching this. There's a new special that just started coming out on HBO. It's called We Own This City. It's filmed in Baltimore and it's centered around Baltimore Police Department. All right. And the way these departments operate internally, you'll start to get a better grasp on exactly what happens on a day-to-day basis with stuff like this. You know what I mean?
So his motto, like I said, this is not my style. In fact, I'm someone that goes around doing mission work. I like to save people. I care about people all the time. I know how to question people to change things. I know how to provide love to change the world in the most powerful way. But I see this as an amazing video because his motto, to sum this whole entire thing up, is when the people fear the government, there's tyranny. And when the government fears the people, there's freedom. And as you can see, the whole situation was discharged and he could have been in a lot of trouble, but he hit the shark right in the nose on that one. And the lies, all that stuff was just discharged, man. Just fall right down there, so.
That's one way to look at it, definitely.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Zakiba, man, what's been up with you lately, bro? What you been getting into?
Man, I'm dealing with court stuff. I got I did tell you about the court date I got coming up for I'm fighting Bank of America, the Italians, right now because they say I owe them some debt. I said show me the contract, and they sent me an invoice. So come court date time, I asked you for a contract with my signature. It's been over 30 days and I haven't yet to receive that. So as it stands right now, I don't owe you a debt.
Letter of default.
Huh?
Letter of default.
Yep. Oh well, no. I'm going. The court's already. I'm following Max, form runner's system. He said, well, because I'm already, and he's like, stay out of the courts as best you can. But for whatever reason, I got pulled in because I didn't do certain steps. So I'm following his win every time step. So I'm.
You dropped out. We can't hear you.
Oh no, we back. Yeah. So can you hear me now?
Yeah. We can hear you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go in get that done. I also got some salt baths I'm working on. Helping provide to the community a holistic healing way for people to get better. So I got a few craft shows I'm going to. I'm going to try and see if I can get this out to schools for athletic programs so that kids can recover faster. You get the moms first. That's the easiest. And then it trickles down to the sons, the daughters, and then the fathers will eventually take part. So looking for soccer mom spas and stuff and try to wiggle my way in there. Get into some real estate, get some land, call it a day, bada bing, bada boom. The goal is to have at least 20K residual income that come in every month. That is what is, at least from my research of reading tons of books, listening to people who have money, listening to millionaires and billionaires. All you really need is 20K residual, and then everything else is gravy. So working on a plan that can make that happen, because as it stands right now, middle class is slowly becoming lower to poor right now, and anyone who's below that line is cooked right now. With high rent going up, like in Florida, New York right now, they're pushing people out. California, as you said, it's a dead zombie zone. So if you're not living in the high end, you're either a zombie or you're not there.
Yep.
So, being aware, that's like my biggest thing right now. Stocking up on water, getting shungite, taking baths every day, hydrating my food, using the form technique, working out, staying fit because, whatever they're putting in the air, the policy is on us right now.
Yes,
so
indeed.
in about a few weeks, pollen's going to be hitting, and a ton of more people are going to get sick. I'm working at a big tech firm right now, and tons of people are sick. I can hear it in their throat, their voice, they're coughing, sneezing, and I'm fine. Not now because I ran good today, and whatever was like, if you push yourself really good and you move like for a long time, your lymphatic system is going to like push up.
Looks like they got him again. He dropped out again.
Oh, I'm slow. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we heard lymphatic system push up. That's the last thing we heard.
Yep. If you move your lymphatic system, anything that's been stuck, not moving, sluggish, is going to come up. And so I ran really hard today, recorded it, was the best I've done in like a few months. And as you can hear, you can hear it a little bit, but my voice is all the way fucked up because I got something caught up in me. But taking care of the temple, listen to Duke has been posting some good stuff recently. So him and his wife been posting some good stuff. I've been peeping game on that. And I'm actually looking forward to the interview that Super Slash is going to do with a series of Duke of Tears. So that's going to be legendary too.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, the books I've been reading been giving me game on, like, magic, mirror work. Man, Asians, people sleep on them, but they really be just telling all the game in the books. The power of the breath, chakras, summoning spells and whatnot.
The Art of
They
War is a
show you the
really good
different
book.
races.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I've been doing research, enjoying life. I just got back from Jamaica. That was a
Nice.
spiritual experience. Love that.
Nice.
I love to travel. I gotta do more of that because
traveling is glorious, bro. I tell you, it's just good to get away, man. You get on the plane and you just out, man. It's glorious, 100%.
I had no issue. Oh, well, I did have an issue with TSA one time. They had me held up for like half an hour.
Oh, snap. What happened with that?
So they have those radiation machines where you stand in and you like put your hands up and they radiate you or whatever.
Yeah.
I did that one time on my first trip to, I think, the Dominican Republic, and I was sick the entire time. So ever since then, I opt out. And when you opt out, they got to call like a mail assist or whatever.
You can opt out. Wow.
And
Okay.
oh yeah, always opt out. Always
Some
opt out. I'll take the
restrictions,
metal
right,
detector any day because whatever's in that machine, and they can see everything in like whatever every layer of clothing. You shouldn't be radiated like that, and people get radiated like that twice on average if they don't opt out. And opting out, they'll call a male assist or female assist depending on your gender. And then it's a waiting game, so it's either like 30 seconds or half an hour. And they just want to antagonize you because you're not doing what they want exactly how they want it. Like, I'm not getting radiated again. So, I got time to waste. Mind you, I mean, I almost missed my plane. I was like a minute away from missing it. But no, just knowing what your rights are and knowing that you can opt out, knowing that that machine you should not be going into. There's a reason why there's a caution sign, like stay away. People, and it doesn't help with these shots. Like you said, you showed the babies with the black eyes and stuff. You really don't want to be radiating your body any more than it is already with like your cell phones, being next to your laptop, Wi-Fi. So there's all this stuff. It's going to be a crazy overload. They got those nano machines and stuff. It's so much. And this year is going to be a lot of drop off for sure. Which is not good, but I'm just keeping my eyes open, my mind peeled, doing the stuff I need to do to just stay healthy, keep my knowledge going, provide to the community, and share what I'm doing. Like I love the fact that you have a platform that I'm able to hop on and talk to people.
Yes, indeed. By the way, man, you mentioned something real important about electromagnetic interference and things like that. We mentioned this a while back. I'm going to reiterate this just for people who missed it. This right here is tourmaline. It's black tourmaline, right? I keep this by my electronics all over my place, right? So if I have Wi-Fi, the tourmaline goes right next to it. If I have computer, tourmaline right next to it. Phone, tourmaline nearby. Bracelet, you can put tourmaline. I got tourmaline on my bracelet right here. So make sure y'all take a note of that, because if y'all going to be walking around using these phones and stuff, y'all need to make sure y'all have something to absorb some of that interference so your body isn't taking that much of a beating. Make sure you clean your crystals too. Very important. Crystals can help you throughout this whole entire process.
So what's the difference between tourmaline and shungite?
I can't tell you. I'm not I don't have extensive knowledge on shungite or anything like that. But I did see, which is a video I posted probably about 3 months ago. If you go back in the archives, this guy had an experiment where he took, I think it was like some kind of measuring electromagnetic wave measuring tool, and he put like the tool near his phone to see how much radiation or electromagnetic pulse was coming off of the phone. And then when he put the shungite next to it, it dropped severely. It was like, it severely dropped. I'm like, really? So after I saw that, I got a bag of these bad boys, and they cheap too. You can literally get them off like Amazon or something. Like you get a bag for like $15. They give you like 30, 50 of them.
People don't know.
It's not a rare crystal. I mean, it's a very common crystal. It's just it's got a lot of different uses. But yeah, tourmaline is fire, man. 100%.
All right, cool. Well, I gotta head out. I got work tomorrow morning, but I appreciate you having me on your platform as usual. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much, A6.
No doubt. Thank you for tuning in, man. Yes, sir. That was my man Zakiba. Let me catch some of these comments, Joel. Give me a sec.
No problem,
Joel with
man.
the gems, man. Joel always got some information when he comes in here, man. My man Joel's
Thanks,
he always got bars. My man Joel, my aim, I love if you will, but it's important when the people feel the government's tiring. And you just said that. Alex says, report these banks to the CPFB, Federal Trade Commission, and DOJ, Department of Justice for fraud. We need a collective record. Facts. Yeah, CPFB is dope. Hey, listen, you put in your complaints, they'll ignore you. You hit that CPFB up, you'll hear back from them within a week. The ubiquity of cameras are costing them law enforcement officers more and more jobs when they overstep nowadays. Yes, they are. And that's the way it should be, because overstepping shouldn't be a thing. I understand there's scumbags and stuff like that out there, but rights are rights. The Constitution is the Constitution, and you still took an oath. No more fear. Ohio is too. Ohio's got problems too, Adam. Sakiba, what did he mean by 20K? Say 20K and do what with it? He's talking about $20,000. If you got $20,000 coming in every month, basically is what you're taking in, you'll be good to move around with. Yeah. Eat iodine. Shut routers and phones off when you sleep. That's another thing you could do. We Own This City. Yeah, everybody, please check out We Own This City. It's a Baltimore show. It's a police show. And a lot of times they talk about in that joint, there's a gun task force. And the stuff they talk about on that task force is along the same lines of the things we talk about here. Shungite is pure carbon. You can filter water with it or conduct electricity with it. Nice. Tourmaline and shungite act as EMF blockers too. Electromagnetic frequency, that's what it is. Ladies put them in the bra to block breast cancer. Interesting. So many purposes, man. Crystals have so many purposes. Great stuff. Thank you so much for that information, Alex. So what else you been studying, Joel? Talk to me.
Right. Right now, I'm looking down a little bit because I'm actually writing the price list with a whole bunch of precision for the police department and everybody else, because as I go through this situation here, if they want to screw me again and again and again, they're only going to be charged a lot more and a lot more and a lot more money. And it may make them want to back down. It's not all about, coming after somebody who's saying, hey, things should be made right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
All right. So a couple more things I had to share with you guys, though, is that I told you guys they did some really bad stuff to me. The authorities did, right? But one thing I didn't share about this whole situation is that this dude who did some bad stuff to me, the original dude, just a regular person, I'm a little bit concerned about the fact that he took advantage of me really hardcore when I was kind of in a weak state. I was drinking a little bit of alcohol and kind of weak and stuff like that. And he just he did some major manipulation, some bad things, and I'm just thinking, what happens if he takes advantage of a child or some other person who's kind of at risk or something like that? And I want to remind you guys that I just found an email that I sent a while ago to the sheriff. And I told the sheriff about this stuff. I said, this happened, this happened, this happened, and the police abused me 100 ways after that, and then I wrote down my concerns and stuff like that. So what did the sheriff do? Well, the minute that I ended up sending an email to the sheriff about this, I said, don't show up at my house. And I gave out an address that was further away. The minute that I pressed the enter key on the computer, right, it was like I walked downstairs and the West Dallas police were at my door.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I left some bad stuff in there, and it was all the truth, and I have evidence of it, And then what they do, they said, well, I told them in the beginning, I'm like, this is probably out of your jurisdiction. They're like, well, we need to hear all about this. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And then they left. They're like, it's out of our jurisdiction. And that's the end of it. So not only is this abuse a success for the authorities, but this dude is out there in society right now, a psycho, And we should know that justice isn't only to be served for me. Justice protects our entire communities, right? Our families. And it's not served on anybody here. So I do have a concern because I saw this dude like 2 times in 5 years before that, right? He even introduced me, like we were walking down his country road, and like the first thing he did was introduce me to a child next door. And yeah, and I just got to thinking again, I'm like, you know what? That could mean nothing, but the whole point is like, you know, we're like 40-year-old people here and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, you know, I had to review all the stuff that happened on camera to me because I'm writing all the crap for the court coming up and all that, or whatever I'm going to do with it. And just looking at the ways this guy was so manipulative, am I going to be the only one that he does major manipulation, super sicko stuff to? Am I the only one? Or could it be someone else? That's my concern. So I just want to know why it is that the city of Cudahy and their police decided to be traitors to the United States of America.
That's a great question. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't think it's just the police force where you are, man. There's a lot of departments that have a lot of corruption in them, man. And you know, it's up to the people, man. I think the people are slowly starting to wake up, but I think what you might want to do in your particular situation, man, you might want to look at reaching out to. I've heard you can even reach out to the Secret Service. I've heard that. I've heard you've already tried the sheriff. Alex says reported to the AG, deputy marshal, and the marshal.
Getting out the notebook.
You got a whole book on it, huh? Keep fighting a good fight, man. I'm telling you, keep fighting that good fight. Listen, there's a guy that was on here for a while named Kevin. He disappeared now. Like, I don't know what happened to Kevin, but he was going through it too. They were pretty much trying to bully Kevin because he was standing up for what he believed in. But, you know, I haven't heard from Kevin in a while. I assume he's knee deep dealing with that situation. But, man, it's not – nobody ever said it was going to be easy. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. But I'm not even trying to fight him, man. I'm just trying to do all the right things, if you know what I mean. And it's just like so much. They put so much on me, created massive panic attacks.
Man, that's rough. Tort claim. 190 sex offenders live in a 5-mile radius of my home. They're everywhere. That's crazy. Yo, that is insane. Listen, man. That is some wild stuff right there. I think we all caught up on the comments. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, that whole thing about you got to be careful, man. I remember back in the day when we were younger, and maybe it was ignorance because I'm pretty sure they haven't gone anywhere. But when we were younger, man, we used to be able to go trick or treat everywhere around the neighborhood. You know, didn't have to worry about no weirdos because everybody knew each other. The whole neighborhood was connected. You know, your parents knew everybody around the block. They knew your name and stuff. They knew where y'all hung out at. It was chill, man. But now it's like you just don't want to let your kids go anywhere, man, because, you know, it's just so many weirdos out there. It's crazy. Sheriffs are part of the U.S. corporation. They kidnap them into their system. And Bill the State National says this.
People say constitutional officer for them. I don't know what that means exactly, but whatever.
It probably doesn't have any weight anymore. Some people's and other methods could help with panic attacks and stepping into your own power.
Yeah,
there's definitely crystals for panic attacks. Matter of fact, I got you, Joel. Give me a second.
Cool. Am I the only one on here right now? Just kind of reminds me when the judge leaves the courtroom. Not that this is that situation, but got something to talk about that later on too.
All right. I got my crystal Bible in my hand. Let's take a look, man.
All right, cool.
Let's see what can help you with panic attacks.
All right, very good, man. I'm open for anything, man. You know, I'm starting to write it all down here.
Ah, there it is. Panic attacks. 163, 270, 272, 301, 306. There's 5 different crystals listed here that can do it. So let's take a look. All right, so this is called kunzite.
How do you spell that?
Kunzite. I'm gonna do you a step better. All right, I'm gonna pull it up and show you exactly what it looks like. So when you go look for it, you can find it. Wow, that's nice. It's a good looking stone, man. That is a good looking stone. It's like a purplish color, like a pinkish purplish. Let me show you. I'm gonna read it off to you while you look at it. All right, so this is what it looks like right here. All right. So according to what this says, hold on, find it again. I accidentally closed the book. I'll read it off to you. All right, so it says attributes. Tranquil kunzite is an extremely spiritual stone with a high vibration. It awakens the heart center and unconditional love, producing loving thoughts and communication. It radiates peace and connects you to universal love. Kunzite induces a deep and centered meditative state and is beneficial for those who find it hard to enter in meditation. It also enhances creativity. Kunzite encourages humility and the willingness to serve. Kunzite is a protective stone working on the individual and the environment. It has the power to dispel negativity. This stone shields the aura from unwanted energies, providing the protective sheath around it and dispelling attached entities and mental influences from it. It imparts the ability to be self-contained even within a crowd. Kunzite strengthens the energy field around the body. Psychologically, kunzite encourages self-expression and allows free expression of feelings. It removes obstacles from your path and helps you to adjust to the pressures of life. It can aid in recovering memories that have been blocked. It is also a useful healer for people who have to grow up too fast, bringing back lost trust and innocence. It promotes the quality of tolerance for the self and others. Kunzite is helpful in reducing stress-related anxiety. All right. It's got a few other things in here too. Oh, here we go. Kunzite can be used to clear emotional debris and free up the emotions, healing heartache, especially that carried forward from other lives. It clears resistance and assists in affecting compromises between personal needs and those of others. Kunzite's mood lifting effect is helpful in depression arising from emotional causes. It is excellent for alleviating panic attacks. All right, then I would do some checking to see how you can actually. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find out how to actually apply it.
Like what area?
All right, check this out. Hold or all right. So the position you got to use it in. Hold or place as appropriate, or use as an elixir. Sunlight causes kunzite to fade. Wear as a pendant or tape to an automobile, phone, or computer. Holding kunzite or placing on solar plexus alleviates panic. That's what it says.
So holding in the hand, or
it's holding on your solar plexus. It says
solar plexus.
Yeah.
I try to remember that. I'm just memorizing it. Maybe you need to get a necklace or something like that. But it looks like some pearly like looking things for the wrist online. I just looked at it. It looks like if it's in a ring, it looks like a really, really light pink. So kind of like almost like a clear stone in a way. So
you want to make sure you don't get like a counterfeit one. So the places you can get it from, make sure it comes from. Actually, it says you can get it in the United States, Madagascar, Brazil, Myanmar, or even Afghanistan. So yeah, they're actually pretty more readily available. So you might not even have to worry about buying a fake because they're so common. It's probably cheap too. So I would say probably get one of those with like a copper pendant or something like that. You could do silver chain or something like that to conduct the energy. That way it'll flow freely. But you don't want to use like a plastic or something like that because that doesn't conduct. Oh man, we got some information in these comments. Hold on a sec.
Yep, this is pretty good actually. I mean,
Thompson,
it's a good topic.
Thompson versus Clerk. The Supreme Court considered whether people may sue police officer for instigating baseless criminal charges against them once those charges are dropped. April 4th was a good day. Okay.
Wow, that's for me right there. That helps me. I'm gonna go with that one.
Write that down.
Yep. That's malicious, but it's not malicious prosecution because you have to get a guilty plea or there's like 4 possible things you got to do. That's good right there. Pray. That's ultimate. Right
100%. The black crystals also dispel negativity. Yeah, I keep them on. I keep the bands on my wrist. Like I keep my bands on. When you're moving out throughout the day and you're dealing with different people, man, you got to be protected because some people come in and they got all kinds of. Listen, some people literally come in and they just have all kinds of demons and all kinds of things on them, and you can just feel the negativity. You know.
I took it the worst way, by the way.
Say it again.
I said I took it the worst way, that previous comment. I mean, if you want me to explain a couple other things, what they did to me, it's like super crazy, man. You guys would just be like, wow.
If you want to, it's up to you, man. If it's too private,
Yeah, I just want to make sure that the most important topics are going. But basically, because there was fraud involved, they fraudulently made up the whole story. I absolutely went for that DPA, deferred prosecution agreement, knowing that they'd lie in court too. I felt like I had no fair trial. And I mean, come on, the whole government was lying and then nobody would do anything about it. The government runs the courts in a sense. So yeah. So then basically the fire alarm didn't work when I tried to use it. So I smashed the glass on the fire hose after someone was trying to really mess me up bad, right? And I ended up bleeding all over the place so much that it covered 3 floors of the fire escape. Like it's a huge like stairs and 40 feet of hallway with big dots of blood that were quarter and dime size. It looked like someone took 10 gallons of paint and just brushed it, like just whipped it all over the place. 10 gallons of red paint, man. Jeez. And you know what I had to do? I had to apologize. I had to write a letter of apology to the building, do 15 hours of community service, pay for all the damages of the glass. All this while they're doing all kinds of malicious activities towards me. They tried to throw me in jail after that. They tried, and then they gave 0 criminal charges to the people that did almost 100 counts of criminal things on video. And they were kicked out in the middle with the door open. And I said the word police. So they gave 0 criminal charges and they tried to put me in jail. I think it's all because they want to protect that dude that owned the building. And there's a lot more to this story. They were just like, I won't get into it. I'm trying to go as fast as I can so we can get back to the positivity. But man, I mean, I bent over and just took it. Like they had me do all kinds of things. And after all that, I had to have no weapons on me. And all that crap, man. And they just screwed me in every way. Like after being a victim, they just screwed me so bad. There's like a ton more. So, but anyway.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
That is vicious, man. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pure heinous.
Truth Seeker says, I recommend also what does that say? Rhodochrosite.
Yeah, man. I got that written down.
Yes, indeed. Sounds like a beautiful stone lord. Wow, testimony though. So Den says, did you plead?
Well, I was forced to take a guilty plea by doing the DPA, and they were like, you know what? Right in the beginning, you know, with their ultimate coercion techniques, they write down the defendant will plead guilty. So they don't say, you know, this or that. They just say that, and like, you know, and so yeah, I had to plead guilty and all this stuff. I mean, man, I took it in the you-know-where more than any other time. I mean, they got me good, but you know what they did is like you said, vicious, and it's also heinous, man. So yeah, it's terrible, man. I got a video on that, actually, a really good video. I tried to make it as short as I could. I really tried for many hours. It's 40 minutes long though. And then I got some smaller ones, but the 40-minute one is on it's on maybe I should pull up the link or something because it gets into the details and it actually shows the evidence a lot. So like it shows the evidence of the police report and all this stuff. And the only thing I didn't put down was the evidence that I'm going to hide for a while because yeah, I'm going to wait on that. But if you guys would see that, that's plus I need to do discovery too. But But yeah, I'll leave a link on that in a minute here. I'll get that because it's quite a story. It might as well be like a 60-minute story or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
60 minutes. We need to do a 60 minutes here just for you.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
You, man.
Sometimes you had this happen to testify. Shit.
Well, yeah, you know, it leads people. I don't know what's, whatever.
I'm sharing my civil complaint in Telegram. I think it will help everyone in many ways.
Yes.
I invite everyone to pick it apart and use the elements in your scenarios.
And
Are you in any of the groups, Joel?
Well, I'm sorry, you broke up, but we all got to team together and stand divided, be together. What did you say again?
I said, are you in any of the Telegram groups?
I'm in Fearless Floyd's right now, but I want to get some more.
Yeah, I think Fearless Floyd posted. Hold on. He was actually on here. Yeah. I meant to cover his comment, but I got distracted.
Yeah, I want the Telegram groups, guys. You don't know how bad I want them. We got to get together.
There he goes. I bet. Sorry to cut you off. He says, I'm going live tonight on Chris Hauser. Yeah, I need to check that out. Chris Hauser, man. A lot of people talking about Chris Hauser. Your bar lawyer tell you to. He's talking about plead. He's asking you a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually trying to look at the video link for a minute here. What was it?
He's asking your bar lawyer told you to plead.
Hey, you guys got to know what happened with the bar lawyer. I really have studied like crazy. I'm really knowing what's going on in many ways. Still want to learn perfectly, but this is what my lawyer did. He was a good lawyer of mine that I had for my whole entire life. Really good lawyer, really awesome person. And he kept using coercion on me, maybe by accident because he's part of the bar, or maybe who knows why. But he's like, you know, you're going to have this case hanging over you for 1.5 years. And by the way, here's the jury instructions. What do they say? The defendant, you must find the defendant guilty if he did this to the glass. It's like, oh, yeah, you guys are going to use that little trick. Well, now I know to tell the jury, listen, you are above the law, all laws, the judge, the courts, everything. We, the people, are above everything. You make the decision. You don't make me guilty if I've done something like that. Someone tried to darn near kill me, for crying out loud.
Right.
And that's what they're doing. They just don't even care. And I told the district attorney that all this stuff that was happening, that there's a psycho out there, and the district attorney's name is Karen. She's a Karen.
She's a Karen.
Damn. She didn't care, man. It's all, she didn't care that people's lives were in danger from the fire alarm. This is coming from Cudahy, Wisconsin. She didn't care that the police just did massive abuse on me. She didn't care that I was having major panic attacks all the time. And let me just get back to this lawyer again, though. The lawyer's a good guy, but there was other things that he said too, that he was just like luring me constantly to, Joel, take this DPA and stuff like that. And some people wanted to get like $1,200 just to have me sign my rights away and pretty much do nothing else. And this guy, he charged me a little more, or a little less, I'm sorry, but seriously, it was all like coercion. And I don't know if he meant it or not. I'd like to say he didn't, but the bar license is just plain and simply evil because it's all about bending to the rules of the court and going away from your rights. And you know, people
the bar is there for the court. They're not, the lawyers are there for the bar. They're not there
I'm telling you, the lawyers, the bar lawyers do absolutely nothing. And even when that guy was losing his children in that savingdamon.com, he finally fired his lawyer and did it himself, and then he had all of his rights back again, and he saved his family. I mean, there's nothing more important than family. You know, and this is the world. This is the world that we live in right here. That the lawyers, the bar lawyers, they're kind of I mean, I should just flat out say it. They're totally not good. They take our rights away. What people don't realize is everything in the courts is done by contract, really, at least for the most part. There's also common law. We also have rights given us by God, by our Creator. And these are things that stand in the courtroom, and people don't know that. But once you walk in there like that, that's the way it goes. You stand up that way, it stays that way, and they can't do shit about it. And that brings me to like one other topic I was going to get into. If you want me to go ahead with that really quick.
Go ahead, rock out.
Yeah, man. So as I'm studying right now and looking at this whole thing with the system, talking about crap that can happen, you go into a courtroom and they don't like you, the judge can hand out contempt of court criminal like it's candy. And that's where you got to really know your rights, because, yeah, man, you got to really know, because if they can hand it out like candy, well, They can just screw you for any reason, you know. So you got to ask them, what is the charge? And you cannot have them give you a piece of paper with the charge because you can self-incriminate yourself, you know. Have them announce it. Who's the injured party? You know, all that kind of stuff. Announce it and bring the injured party before me, or bring the signed affidavit. You know, with that, the guy's, he's stuck. They can't do crap anymore for anything criminal, you know. And after that, it's, let me see your bar license, let me see your OMB number, you know, put your bond on the record and stuff like that. And, you know, this is what we have to do. If we don't know about these things, we can get screwed real bad, you know. And you have to. It's an absolute must for the way that they run the court system, because they will pin people for any reason they want to. If you're in there for a lawsuit or anything else, they'll just straight up nail somebody just like that. You've got to know these things to defend yourself, you know. And then when you do, the tables are completely flipped and turned. You are the one that is immune. And when you look at them as a corporation or state it, they're the people that don't have immunity anymore, you know.
100%.
Yep.
All right, so Surfer Dude says, who was you defending yourself against? The state of?
Okay, so I'm in Wisconsin, and it was because of Cudahy, and they had a Milwaukee Assistant District Attorney, Karen Vespalic, Karen, and she was under some other dude that might have worked for the state. I don't know exactly how this all is going, but they filed 3 criminal charges on me with jail time attached to it for running for my life. One of them that they filed on me was the one that was pure malicious that the DA did drop. She didn't care about the fraud or anything, which was wrong, but the DA did drop was that they tried to file a criminal charge with jail time attached to it just for me to push the guy out of the way who said he was murdering me and block the door of my own house from me escaping multiple times, and a whole bunch of other bad stuff. So they tried to file criminal disorderly conduct on me for that. And then, of course, they removed all the evidence from the video. So, yeah, that's how they were trying to get away with that. But that's just, I mean, isn't that just heinous, though? Someone trying to escape for their life and criminal disorderly conduct with jail time attached to it?
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah, and fraud on top of it. So how am I going to get out of that, you know?
That is wild. That says, yeah, exactly. Bill State Nationalist. The FDA is now trying to make you get a prescription for NAC. So get some before it's too late. Look up all the things it's good for. That's why the FDA is trying to stop it from being sold over the counter. NAC, huh? Making a note now. They don't care. It's a banking system. Exactly. Go after that bond.
I still want to learn more about that.
Yeah. See, money, money, money. Look up 12 presumptions of the court. Bar protects the officers of the court. It's their revenue stream. U.S. about to reset to 1776. When do you think that's going to happen, Dan? Because I hear people saying that. When do you think that's going to happen, though? You think that's going to have to be a war first? Yeah, because people argue. If you have an attorney, you should provide your game plan to them and instruct them how to maneuver it. Don't let them take the lead and tell you what to do. Here's the thing. I've heard attorneys literally quit, completely quit the case when somebody starts to challenge jurisdiction. Like, they're like, I don't have nothing to do with this. I quit. I resign. You know what I mean? They don't want nothing to do with that.
Hey, let me say something really quick. Some of the stuff that the bad will help me out with. This is kind of shocking, man. Because I knew that at the very least, it was like my civil rights were violated. The judge, when I was in the Zoom meeting with the judge for the DPA, I said, "Can I ask you a question?" And she said, "Just give me a minute." And then she's like, "Okay, go ahead with your question, Joel." And I'm like, "Would you be willing to sign a contract that protects my constitutional rights?" And my lawyer just went like this. Like, you could see him on the Zoom. He's like, and then they sent us into a breakout room, and they're like, "Okay, you need to go talk with your lawyer and get things straight and then come back again." And then my lawyer comes in. He's like, "Okay, Joel, you didn't ruin anything, but we need to get this straight now and go back in there again." I'm like, all right. I give up. And I was like, all like because I mean, I was just taking it, man. I didn't know what I was doing, and this is bad. I mean, we're talking about a lot of abuse, you know. So, yeah, man. But that's what happened. He kind of looked like he was freaking out for him, and I wish I would have videotaped that.
So he freaked out because you start talking about rights.
Yeah, because that makes him possibly look bad, because if he does anything, or if he's involved with anything that makes it hard on the courts, well, that's just terrible. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter about me, you know?
Facts. She says, LOL, they can quit, but you're entitled to representation. They are compelled to represent you if you want representation. Yeah, they would have to just find you another representative at that point, though. Or you can go like sui juris or pro se. I'm in the process of going after the bonds for the county clerk and the county sheriff because they refuse to remove my land from the property tax roll. Yeah, they ain't trying to do that. You have to know that you are the creditor. It's arguing they're all not paying taxes since 1933 because of all the birth certificates. Says Adam Pro. That's an interesting fact. I actually read somewhere that a lot of these courthouses and things of that nature, they have a history of having tax issues, like a long history. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's another one I was reading about too.
Yep, that is very interesting. Yes, indeed. Well, man, I hope you you make out with your situation in particular, bro. Join the group. Let me see. I don't know if I can put it. I don't think I can put it in the comment section. They might mess around and block it. So what y'all gonna have to do is, if y'all are interested in joining the Telegram group, hit my email and I will send you the Telegram link. It's called the Foreign National News Network, and I can add you. We can all chop it up and make sure we get this good information between each other. You might even find some remedy in the group too.
I'm dropping the link in here for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So with that said, a lot of good ground covered today. We had a lot of good information discussed. Thank you for tuning in, Joel. Joel always has some good info for us. I'm sorry for what happened to you, man. I hope you make that. Please try to jump in the group, everybody, so we can try to help Joel out, come up with some remedy and everything, hook him up. But yeah, it's been real. It's been real. So same time next week, next Sunday, 9 p.m., we will be going for it. If anybody makes beats of any sort of what have you, please reach out to me. I'm looking for something more lo-fi, hip-hop type beat, because what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start dropping just an audio recorded video, maybe like a 15, 20-minute video or something like that for you guys to listen to on a specific topic. And this will probably be sometime during the week. But first, I need to get music in order to play behind it. So please, if you can do so, reach out to my email. I'm interested in hearing what you have, and we can do business like that. All right. So I'm going to let you get your word, Joel.
My word is, I just dropped the link. I spent a long time making that 40-minute video, and I'm upset that it's so long, but you just don't even know how much content it is. I really tried hard. It's a terrible looking video because I don't have video editing software at the time. I'm working on this case heavy duty, but again, it's quite a story in that 40-minute video. You guys can definitely share it as long as with anyone you want, as long as it's not the wrong person. And note that it gets kind of graphic in there for people that don't have a strong stomach or something, So yeah. One more thing though, man. I'll tell you again one more time. I gotta say this. It's been an everyday thing, man. When I lost what I had, I prayed to God. I saw the impossible change the amazing. I'm telling you, sometimes I'm seeing this happen every day. Whatever position I put in, I just want to share the very best, man. It's like nothing other. We study, man. It's just straight up talking to God, and I'm just telling you, it's big time, man. It's almost ultimate. So.
Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in. Good word, good word, good word. 100%. Everybody definitely keep a positive mindset. Get your meditating, get your praying on, whatever you believe in or whatever suits you and floats your boat. Make sure you eat healthy, take care of your body, and put good information in your brain because you have to feed your brain too. So with that said, it is A6, the Foreign National Born Natural. Thank you for tuning in. I'll holler at you guys next week. Peace.
All right, peace, man.